Now let's take you to Kumasi, where efforts to resolve the protracted Bawku Chieftaincy conflict have resumed as the Asantehene Otumfuo to the second engages the Kusag faction at the Mensha Palace. This is part of renewed dialogue to end decades of violent clashes between the Kusasi and the Mampusi factions over the rightful occupancy of the Bawku skin. Sources at Mensha Palace indicate that today's meeting will focus on hearing the concerns of the Kusas leadership, gathering proposals for peaceful coexistence and charting a path towards lasting reconciliation. Nana Bwachiyadom has been following this story and joins us with updates. Nana, have the groups arrived in the palace yet?
The Kusan faction have arrived at the Mensha Palace. They were there as early as 10 a.m. This morning to engage with the Asantehene. They are not the very last faction to meet the Asantehene, but this is one of the largest factions in the conflict that are supposed to sit with the Asantehene this morning, this afternoon, while they find a lasting solution to the protracted conflict in Bawku.
And so you say they have arrived. Do we know how long they're staying in Kumasi or the Ashanti region?
Well, we are looking at between today and tomorrow, but sources at Mensha Palace confirmed that it is going to be a very brief engagement today because they arrived in Kumasi today, and then probably tomorrow they are going to have the extensive conversation. All of these is to make sure that the mediation process yields results. So it's going to be not sort of a long stay, but a very short one for them in the next 2 days in Kumasi.
I mean, we say that the Kusas, the leadership of the Kusasi people, but what do we mean by the leadership? Have you identified any chief, any religious leader? What kind of leadership are we talking about?
Well, MFA, in the previous engagement between the Mampusi faction and the Kusasi faction, when they were here around the April 28th, we realized that the leadership alone was allowed to come into the palace. There were strict security restrictions given to them not to come along with their residents or probably supporters. So when we talk of leadership coming in, they are identified as the traditional council members and then the chiefs in the area. And so these are the people that constitute the leadership of the factions that are supposed to meet the Asantehene today.
What's the ambience like in the Mensha Palace? I mean, the Mensha Palace is already a sight to behold, but what's the ambience like particularly?
Well, tight security at the Mensha Palace. Anytime there is this form of engagement, you realize that these factions, although they are well situated in Bawku, they have some of their members or their people in Kumasi. And so sometimes we have their supporters come in with them, troop in with them. So almost every time they come in their numbers, but it is their leadership that are permitted into the inner perimeter of the palace. And so for ambience, you would hear a lot of noise from the supporters who come along with their leaders. These supporters who basically stay in the Ashanti region, but they are not permitted to enter the premises of the Mensha Palace.
Thank you, Nana. I know that you're following this keenly and you'll be bringing us updates. Thank you for bringing us updates on News Today.